On any given Tuesday morning, 3 different people walk through the heavy glass doors of the exact same wealth management firm. The first is a young nurse carrying a folder with $12,000 from her first retirement account. The second is a business owner who just sold his truck fleet for $280,000. The third is a tech executive with a check for $9.4 million. They all see the same elegant logo on the wall. They all sit in the same leather chairs, and they all sign paperwork filled with the word fiduciary, a legal promise that the firm must act in their best interest. Yet, only one of these 3 people will ever speak to the same human advisor twice. The idea that everyone gets the exact same care just doesn't add up. Most people believe that a fiduciary duty means every client gets the same high-quality guidance, just scaled to the size of their account. While that sounds nice, it is technically true but practically false. The truth is that your account size does not just change the fee you pay. It changes which secret door you walk through once you are inside the firm. Over my 12 years as a financial advisor, I have watched how the industry treats these doors differently. Before you trust anyone with your hard-earned money, you need to understand exactly which door you are standing behind and what is really happening on the other side. It is easy to see why so many people believe the promises made by financial firms. Government rules say a fiduciary must put you first, and every brochure promises personalized planning for everyone. Even the fee sheets look fair, showing a simple percentage that applies to any account. But behind the scenes, major firms secretly divide clients into named tiers like mass market, mass affluent, and high net worth. Each tier has a completely different setup. Smaller accounts get automated computers, while only the top tier gets a real team of human experts. The public sees a fair fee structure, but the actual service model is kept hidden from view. This hidden system creates what I call the service cliff. This is the exact point where your account balance crosses an invisible line, and your entire relationship with the firm completely resets. It does not happen slowly. It happens all at once. Below this cliff, you are just a number waiting in a call center queue. Above it, you suddenly become a real person with a dedicated team. Most people never even notice this shift because nobody announces it. Your statements look identical and your online login stays the same, but everything happening behind the scenes has changed completely. Think of it like an airplane. Everyone boards the same exact plane, and the pilot says over the speaker that they value every single passenger. But in economy class, you get a small snack from a rolling cart. In business class, the server remembers your name. In first class, someone is waiting to help you before you even ask. It is the same plane and the same destination, but a totally different experience. Your account tier is your seat assignment, and right now, most people have no idea which row they are actually sitting in. Let us look at the actual math behind these 3 tiers. First, a small account with $43,000 might pay a tiny fee of 0.25%. That is about $107 a year, which buys you a computer program and 0 human contact. Next, a middle-tier client with $310,000 pays a standard 1% fee. That adds up to $3,100 a year. For that price, you get assigned to an advisor who is already managing over 200 other families using a cookie-cutter plan. Finally, a wealthy client with $6.8 million pays a lower rate of 0.65%. Even though the percentage is smaller, it equals $44,200 a year. That giant sum buys a dedicated 4-person team, expert tax help, and complex estate planning. The contrast here is shocking. The middle-tier client pays nearly 30 times more in actual dollars than the bottom tier, yet they receive almost the exact same lack of personal attention. Meanwhile, the top tier pays a smaller percentage but gets a mountain of custom service. This reveals a painful truth that should sting anyone in the middle. The client with $310,000 is, dollar for dollar, the least served person in the entire building. Meet David, a 52-year-old regional sales manager. Over 15 years of hard work, he watched his retirement account grow from a modest $38,000 to a solid $340,000. David truly believed he was doing everything right. He had a specific advisor's name on his statements, received quarterly updates, and had a printed financial plan inside a neat folder at home. He thought that as his account grew larger, his relationship with the firm would naturally grow deeper too. But David had no idea what was actually happening behind the scenes. In reality, his named advisor was responsible for managing 280 different families in David's exact tier. To survive that heavy workload, the advisor just used a computer program to automatically handle David's investments. Over the last 3 years, that advisor had spoken to David for a grand total of only 11 minutes. Meanwhile, another client just one tier above David had $1.2 million at the exact same firm. That client received personal face-to-face reviews every 3 months and special tax-saving strategies that David did not even know existed. Both men were using the same firm, and both believed in the same fair fee philosophy on paper. Yet, because of the hidden service cliff, they experienced completely different outcomes that would continue to pull them apart over the next decade. The reason this system stays hidden is because of a deep psychological trap. Most of us feel awkward or shy when we talk about money. We do not want to seem rude or demanding, so we never ask our advisors, "What service tier am I in?" It feels too forward, like asking a friend how much they paid for dinner. This happens because we were raised to treat financial experts the way we treat medical doctors. We think you should just trust the professional and not question how the system works. But that politeness is exactly what allows the hidden tiers to stay invisible. The people who are getting the worst deal are the very ones who are too polite to ask. You should not see this as a personal failure to speak up for yourself. The truth is, the entire financial industry relies on your good manners to keep you in the dark. Most people firmly believe that their financial advisor works directly for them. The uncomfortable truth is that your advisor actually works for the firm, and you are placed into a specific tier that the firm built. Your relationship with them is not a true partnership. Instead, it is just a decision made by the company about how to spend their time and resources. Even though you sign the same paperwork and pay the same fee percentage as everyone else, the amount of real human help you get depends entirely on which side of the service cliff you stand on. Your financial advisor's incentives are determined by your account size, not your goals. The goals language is just how the tier gets sold to you. Finding out about these hidden rules can feel like learning that a restaurant has a secret menu you were never allowed to see. Fortunately, you do not have to accept this silently. You can take 3 simple actions right now to find out where you stand. First, call your financial firm and ask them directly, what is the account size needed for your next service tier? And what exactly changes when a client crosses it? Most firms have to answer you honestly if you ask them plainly. Second, look at your last 2 statements and figure out the exact dollar amount you paid in fees over the year. Divide that total by the number of times you actually spoke with a real human advisor. If you have had fewer than 4 real conversations, you are paying high relationship prices for simple computer service. Third, look up a flat fee advisor in your area. You do not have to switch right away, but it will show you what financial advice costs when it is not tied to your account size at all. The service cliff exists whether you can see it or not. Your only real choice is to find out which side you are on by asking direct questions, or by waiting around to notice the help that never arrives.